Hello, Marcus Boston. Quick video today, and I'm going to talk with you as a follow-up to a video that I did yesterday and that I posted on my social media platforms, in which I talked about the importance of nursing care and respite care. And all of this was in the context of a baby that has suffered a traumatic brain injury at birth, like HIE. And I was talking about a certain type of professional, a certified life care planner, and the life care plan that these experts put together. And so this video is going to be a follow-up to that and explain that expert issue, because the question is, well, Marcus, why are you always talking about these experts? Why do we need all of these experts when we're in the context of a baby suffering a traumatic brain injury and, looking at it from a medical legal standpoint? The reason why I want to talk with you about this is because it's important, but it's more so from a technical angle. It's more so from a legal angle. And the reason being is because in many jurisdictions, just like here in Maryland, that we have to use medical experts to prove these cases. The law requires that we use these experts. And if we do not use experts, or we don't have the right experts, the case can be derailed, or the case can fail. And so a lot of times, one of the big questions that we're looking to get answered is whether there was a deviation from the standard of care. And when I'm talking about that word standard of care, you can look at it as, what would a reasonable or prudent medical professional or doctor, what would a reasonable and prudent doctor do under the same set of circumstances and facts? And so we've got that question of whether there was a deviation from the standard of care which caused the injury or the harm. And we have to have experts to be able to do this. So for example, the standard of care, that's going to have to be talked about by someone who understands the standard of care. So me being a lawyer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical doctor. So I can't give an opinion as to what was the standard of care for medical care in this type of situation, especially if we have, a woman, going through labor and delivery, giving birth, things of that nature. So you're gonna need an expert that has experience and has qualifications to talk about and to deal with that experience. In some instances, that's what you're going to need to be able to move forward with that. And so I'm just trying to help you understand this is why we have to have these experts. And without these experts, like I said, your case is just not going to be able to move forward. This also deals with another issue too that we hear a lot, which is, there's going to be these frivolous cases, or the cases that are moving forward, they have no merit. That's just not true. Because to be able to move forward, remember what I said, you have to have a medical expert who is going to say that there was a deviation from the standard of care causing the injury or the harm. You need experts to be able to do this. And so if you don't have an expert, or you don't have experts, you are not going to be able to move forward with your case. So that whole idea about, okay, well, this has got to be frivolous. Yeah, no, that's not going to fly too well in these types of birth injury and medical malpractice cases where you have to have expert testimony to be able to move forward. Now, the defense, of course, their experts may say something different, but those are type of factual disputes as to opinions and things of that nature that a jury or a fact finder, they're going to have to make that determination, and that's what they're there for. But needless to say, you have to have these experts to move forward with everything. If you have more questions, maybe you're here today because your child has suffered a traumatic brain injury at birth, or maybe HIE, or you have a subsequent CP or cerebral palsy diagnosis, and you have questions. Maybe you're trying to figure out what caused this. Was it something that the doctors or the nurses or the hospital, was it something that they did or they did not do? Maybe you have these questions as to what caused the injury. If you have that going on, there is a telephone number that's on the screen. I invite you to go ahead and pick up the phone and call me. I speak with families like yours about these types of issues all the time. This is what we do. When you call my office, and remember, it costs you absolutely nothing to call and talk to us initially about everything. It costs nothing. But when you call, be sure to let my secretary, let them know that you want a date and a time to get on our calendar. A date and a time, okay? That is important. pick a date and a time, and then they'll set everything up, and then we can talk with you about your baby story. One more thing before I get out of here. I practice law here in the state of Maryland. And I know because this video is on the internet, it's on social media, it's on all of these platforms, I cannot control who's going to reach out to me. And so I will say this: if you do reach out to me and you are not in Maryland, understand that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. And that's something that we can, look to help and work with you on. But I just want to make sure that you understand, if you're not in Maryland, that we have to use that co-counsel or that local counsel aspect of things. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. I'll talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.